Alright.
Here is Insect Glaive Guide, you weird insect-loving bastards. This weapon is absolutely amazing. It's got such a great potential, damage-wise, mobility-wise. It's amazing to play with, but it's not so simple to do so. Its moves are fairly normal, and its jumping combo can be mastered rather easily, but Kinsects are another story. Kinsects are buffs. You send an insect to a part of enemy's body, and depending what type of body you've managed to latch your insect to, you're gonna receive some kind of a buff. It's gonna be either attack, movement speed, rock steady attack while attacking, or healing. When first three are combined, attack, movement and rock steady effect, you enter Super Saiyan mode. That means you're gonna fight your enemy with all three buffs active at the same time, and they are all gonna disappear after a while, but at the same time, so you're not gonna lose one after another. In short, mastering Insect Glaive means mastering Kinsect. I didn't master it yet, but if I could do all of this in half a day, trust me, you can as well. Let's jump into training area, and here I'm going to be brief as much as possible. You have your typical triangle combo that is very nice for standing opponents or if they are down. You're standing on spot and spamming triangle. Your other combo is with circle. If you press forward and circle, you're going to do leaping slash. If you do it from the spot, you're going to do some kind of wide sweep. Both can be continued into overhead smash, and then you can combine triangle and circle forever and ever. Nothing special about these moves, so we're gonna immediately go forward with jumping things. This is where Insect Glaive stands out. If you press R1 plus X or R2 plus X, depending on your button layout, you're gonna do Volt. When you do Volt, you can also do mid-air evade by pressing X button. Next to that, you can add circle or triangle to continue your mid-air combo. The cool thing about it all is if you hit something with the circle button, you can continue going in air. It can be done 3, 4, 5 times, not sure, but then the game will put you on the ground no matter if you pull it off or not. Key here is to hit with that circle attack, otherwise you will fall down. Circle gives you that air boost. Next to that, when in air, if you manage to hit with a circle button, you can also add X button to continue with mid-air evade and then circle again. It needs a bit of practice to land properly, especially against faster opponents, but it can be still very useful if unable to do any offensive actions against an opponent, then to evade a lot of stuff that the opponent throws at you. Your next mid-air attack is with triangle. When you do a triangle attack, you're landing, period. There can be no mid-air or circle afterwards, but what you can do is combine circle then triangle. That will make it a full mid-air combo. Also, triangle is used to mount an opponent. I don't know if you can mount an opponent with circle, but all the time that I did mount the opponent, it was with triangle button in mid-air. I might be wrong about the circle button. If I am, please correct me in comments, but for now I'm sticking to triangle button for mounting opponents. To recap, you can add triangle as your combo finisher in mid-air even after circle button, but you cannot do circle button after triangle. Triangle finishes the mid-air combo. Now let's talk about Kinsects. When your weapon is drawn, you can hold L2 button and you'll see 3 options: Harvest Extract, Kinsect Recall, and also Kinsect Fire. All of these 3 have specific function that I will explain now. Let's start with Harvest Extract and the new UI element with bug icon, 1, 2, 3 numbers and yellow bar, all beneath weapon durability icon. If you send your insect to latch onto an enemy's head, it's gonna glow red, that bug icon. When you recall that insect, you're gonna receive attack buff. That means more damage with all of your attacks, and also it's gonna change some of the moves that you're doing. You're gonna do a lot more hits in your combos, which makes it a fantastic buff. Second buff is a white one. It is done by an insect latching onto an enemy's mid-body. That means in between enemy's arse and head. This buff gives you increased movement speed. Third buff is an orange one, and it is done by latching an insect onto an enemy's arse. This buff gives you rocksteady effect while attacking. Only during attack animations, not while standing still. The last buff, that is green one, is done by latching insect onto an enemy's tail. It doesn't have its own number because it's not gonna help you in Super Saiyan mode. It does nothing except heal you. When you have all the 3 buffs active at once, you've activated Super Saiyan mode. That means you have all of the 3 buffs mentioned. When having all these 3, just go crazy. With rocksteady effect, attack boost and increased movement speed, there's not much you need to worry about, especially with your mid-air combos as well. With that attack boost, your mid-air combos also receive additional moves per button press. Now we're going to talk about Kinsect Fire option. This is different than Harvest Extract. When you send your insect to Harvest Extract, they only do that, they do fuck all besides that. When you send out Kinsect Fire, then Kinsect is going around your enemy, constantly dealing small amounts of damage. It also releases a cloud. That cloud is an elemental cloud. It depends what type of Kinsect element you've got equipped. That is the kind of cloud that's gonna glow around your target. When you hit that cloud with any kind of an attack, you're gonna do that element damage to the opponent. Even if you recall your Kinsect in the middle of its attacks, clouds will still remain. So you can continue DPSing the clouds as well as the enemy. And you're still gonna get your buff when the insect has been recalled. Fire Kinsect option works the same as Harvest Extract regarding color management and body parts. Another way to do Fire Kinsect is by simply pressing R1 without the aim button. That means you can do it in the middle of a combo. It is a melee attack. That means you're gonna mark your target. What that does is same thing as Fire Kinsect option. It leaves a cloud. Depending on the enemy's body that you've latched that insect on, you're gonna get a buff when you recall it back. Another important thing is managing Kinsects by yourself. There are plenty of variations that you can have. You can see attack type, dust effect, element. Power, speed and heal stats can be increased by increasing the rarity in this Nurture Kinsect section. Dust effect is that cloud around an enemy. That is the damage type that you're doing while hitting the cloud. If you go to Kinsect element option, you're gonna see possibility to add some kind of an elemental attack to the Kinsect. Unfortunately, you're gonna lose 1 power level, but you're gonna get that element bonus damage. Now that we covered everything, so how to actually play this bloody thing? This is how I do it. At the beginning of the fight, I try to get immediately into Super Saiyan mode. I simply use Harvest Extract on every enemy's body part and immediately recall when I see that bug icon glowing. Only use recall function if you want that buff. If you don't want that buff and you want to switch to another part of the enemy, simply use harvest extract option on another body part. You don't have to recall it and then send it back again. Insect will switch positions when you order it. If you can see that yellow icon, yellow bar beneath numbers 1, 2, 3 and the bug icon, that indicates insect stamina. When insect has been sent out, it's gonna do its thing until stamina runs out. Then it's automatically recalled, so you will get the buff. Then that stamina needs to go back up a bit so that we can send insect again. Against faster and smaller opponents, it's hard to target body parts that you want at that moment. Until I get to Super Saiyan mode against those kind of opponents, I try to mount them through mid-air combos. While you're in the mid-air, it's easy to avoid their attacks as well. Another cool thing about Insect Glaive is that when you mount an opponent, when switching from body part to body part, you'll actually do damage by pressing triangle button. I have not seen this with any other weapon, and I believe it's unique to Insect Glaive. Really great thing to increase damage even further. It does much more damage than normal poking when opponent has been mounted. When I finally get into Super Saiyan mode, then I unleash hell on my opponents, while also adding either Insect Mark or Insect Fire, so that we have those dust effects around the opponent, so that we can do more damage. That is the whole process. It's gonna take a while to get used to, but when you finally get used to all the things around this weapon, it's gonna feel amazing jumping about, mounting opponents, getting into Super Saiyan mode, and smashing your opponents quickly. That would be it for this video. I hope this helps you out in using this fantastic weapon, and see you all bastards soon enough.